Hey, we're Saints. Wonderful Wednesday to you, beautiful people. Father Chris here. Glad to have you, beautiful people, with us. You know, we've been talking this week about the stresses and the pressures that we feel in life. One of the things that we all suffer from, and I know this to be the case, is that we have made far too many commitments and have too many obligations and responsibilities. I think about like my own life, right? Like I'm first and foremost a husband, and I have a bride with responsibilities. I'm second and second most a father with two beautiful children who are becoming just amazing, amazing human beings. But I do my best to help raise them in all of their athletics, their academics, their music, just spending time with them, teaching them to drive, all of the things that go with helping to raise a child. I'm also the founder of the Warrior Saints movement, and as you know, we push every single day, grinding, reading, teaching, filming, recording, editing. I mean, it's non-stop action. Again, in my own personal life, I have a few small investments to help secure the future of my bride and my girls. Look, that in and of itself it's a nightmare sometimes because it's relentless. A call after a call after a call after an email after a letter. It's like nonstop. And all of that is not to even talk about the parish responsibilities that I have. And in our parish, which is extremely large and extremely active, we have, first, our worship services. We're a very active liturgical church. We try to be in church as much as we can. We have at least 10 different Bible studies throughout the month that we offer. All of that requires practice and writing and studying and preparation to lead Bible studies. We've got ladies organizations, youth organizations, adult organizations. We've got, all of the choir and the music and the chanting that goes with. It's nonstop. And that doesn't include the requests we have for people who want confessions or baptisms or marriages or premarital counseling. Or it doesn't include the things that are administrative, where we have to write letters and recommendations on people's behalf and on and on and on. And all of this kind of stuff it weighs on a person like heavy pressure. And I'm sure you probably have similar struggles in your own life. Maybe yours probably are even worse than mine. You probably have so many responsibilities and commitments and obligations that it's like your atlas under the weight of the world. And that's heavy. That's heavy. But the reality is that we don't have to feel all the time like Atlas. We can lift some of the burden, some of the weight off of our shoulders. To do that is a beautiful story in Exodus chapter 18. It's called Jethro. Well, it's about Jethro. Sorry. Let me tell you about Jethro. Moses had a wife, and her father, Moses' father-in-law, was named Jethro. And in chapter 18, he brings Moses' wife and his sons to be back with him after the Exodus. And he sees Moses doing something crazy. Moses, each morning, goes out with all of God's people and sits on a seat like a throne or a judge's chair. And all of the people come to air out their grievances between one another. And Moses decides or judges between what's right and what's wrong. And Jethro watches this go on all day. And he's like, son, you crazy. What are you doing? How can you do this? How can you sit there all the time, all day? This isn't good for you, and it's not good for your people to be like this. What are you doing? And Moses says, well, when they come with a problem, I listen, and then I report it to God, and I get God's word back, and then I help them decide what's the right thing to do. And Jethro's like, son, you got to find yourself a better way. And indeed, he offers Moses a marvelous plan, what I call the Jethro principle, on how to solve all of this chaos, the noise, to refer to yesterday's lesson, the pressures that we feel from too many obligations. And really what it comes down to, what Jethro is telling him is like, you got to learn how to say no, and you've got to learn how to delegate some things to the right people. It's not always easy to do. I know it's simple for me to stand in front of a camera and tell you that, but it's not always easy to do. Even I struggle with that sometimes. As I'm trying to go through that list of burdens that I shared with you, all of those things to delegate to the right people, to say no to certain things, and like I get lost in it sometimes. But over time, and keeping God's word in my mind, I found that really by implementing the Jethro principle and learning how to say no, I have been able to gain control, or let me say regain control of my schedule, my life, my time, my mind, my heart, my soul, my sanity, by using the Jethro principle and saying the word no. Now you can do the same thing, right? Like it's not easy, and we don't even really want it to be easy, right? Like we like those challenging things, but it is very simple. And the way that you do that is, first and foremost, you're going to click this link or type it into your browser, warriorsaints.org. And as you get to that page, you're going to see our stuff. And as you slide about halfway down through the screen, you're going to see something called the Way of the Warrior Saint. Now, what this is, the Way of the Warrior Saint is our program that I'm here asking you to buy today to become a part of the movement, become a warrior saint yourself. The Way of the Warrior Saint, it's a specific database, or it is a database filled with beautiful and specific teachings to help you as you begin your journey to become a warrior saint, someone who lives their life sacrificially as Jesus Christ did. And in this library, there's like a gazillion online educational teachings. They're fun, they're fast, we enjoy it. I think most people who subscribe enjoy it. And in these lessons, you're going to learn about a conflict or a problem that we have in our lives and how God helps us overcome that. And then you get practical and implementable tools to help you immediately. In fact, when you subscribe, you're going to find in the database 2 specific teachings. One of them is called the Jethro principle, and the other one's called saying no. So if you want to learn how to overcome that weight, the weight of the world, and stop being Atlas, subscribe to the Way of the Warrior Saint right now. It's $8, dude. So I mean, you're worth that. Your betterment, your health, your success is worth that. Visit today, watch the Jethro principle, watch Saying No, and get yourself on the path to becoming a warrior saint. Love you, beautiful people. See you tomorrow.